Now this causes the trust from the client to sit with the firm rather than the advisor. And I'm sure you can understand the value in that. Here are the 4 ways in which you can know that your firm needs institutionalization. Number 1, advisor-centric market presence. Fragmented value proposition. If your growth is through hiring and not through systematization. And then if your firm's got an overexposure of key individuals. The last one is the most important. Okay, so how do you know if you've got an advisor-centric market presence? Well, if your advisors have a stronger LinkedIn or social presence than the firm does, if your advisors create their own content, positioning, and messaging, if your firm's brand is generic, but the individuals inside the firm are differentiated. Now that's a really tough one. So if you're confused about that, check out our video coming out on how you can tell whether your firm's brand is generic. Number 2, fragmented value proposition. When your firm's value proposition is fragmented, different advisors describe the firm differently. Your website's messaging is broad or vague, using language like tailored solutions, or if you've got no clear repeated institutional narrative. Number 3, growth through hiring and not systematization. Your firm would likely have frequent hiring announcements. You'd place a heavy emphasis on bringing in top advisors, or there will be little to no discussion on firm-wide systems or operating models. Number 4, overexposure of key individuals. In this case, you'd have 1 or 2 advisors dominating the media, the PR, or your firm's content. The founder or CEO would be the face of everything, and without them, the firm's visibility would collapse. Most private wealth firms do not understand what institutionalization really is. I found that through having discussions with them, and that's led me to creating this video to educate the industry. Most private wealth firms mistake advisor performance for institutional strength. As firms scale, this creates structural fragmentation where trust, client experience, and firm credibility become dependent on the individual rather than the institution. True institutional scale only become possible when trust and consistency are governed at the firm level rather than accumulated at the advisor level. Now that you understand the importance of institutionalization and you can tell the difference between a firm that has been institutionalized, let's look at a few truths about institutionalization. Predictable experience is what creates institutional trust. The world's strongest private wealth institutions produce highly predictable client experiences across advisors, leaderships, and client interaction. Over time, this consistency compounds trust at the institutional level rather than the individual level. Now this causes the trust from the client to sit with the firm rather than the advisor. And I'm sure you can understand the value in that. Most firms fail to achieve this because their client experience remains advisor dependent rather than system governed. If content like this concerns you or at all adds any value to your firm, follow along with Mackay's content because we're going to be putting out a lot more on this topic.